In the last class, we discussed verse number 82 that Padmasanam Samaruhyam Samakaya Sirodharaha Nasagra Drishtirekante Javit Omkaram Avyam. Also, we discussed Bhur Bhuvaha Swarime Lokaha Soma Suryagni Devataha Yasya Matra Sutishtanti Tatparam Jyoti Romiti Jyotihi Omiti. While discussing, we discussed very carefully, one is supposed to spend some time. Even though there are a lot of restrictions are there with reference to Omkara Japa, because generally we don't allow Omkara Japam. Because, first of all, Omkara Japa is Vairagya Karakam, gives Vairagya, gives dispassion. It causes or it gives. And moreover, we have also a lot of traditional and also nowadays scientifically they try to prove that Omkara is not supposed to be chanted by everybody, especially women, those who are going to give birth to the child. Like young women are not supposed to chant only Omkara. So a lot of researches are available, you can check also. Absolutely no problem. However, so I am not here to point out the limitations of Omkara, I am supposed to talk greatness of Omkara. So hoping that you all are qualified yogi who do not know how to do Namaskaram, okay? Simple Namaskaram. But I am addressing very advanced yogis, especially those who can close the eyes, get into samadhi for months together. Let me share one story. Now I am in a story mode today. Let me share. One day king was addressing sadhus in his court. And he said, look, all these people are somewhere or other attached in this life. As a king, I am attached to my kingdom. I am attached to my comforts, name, fame, and whatnot. So also I discover you sadhus are equally attached to something or other. I don't see that anyone who is really dispassionate. You people only talk of dispassion, but in reality, I don't see any dispassion in any one of you. As you know, what I do, that I talk. What I know, that I see. So that was the standpoint of king, because as he was living, he tried to project that upon sadhus. Among all the sadhus, one sadhu came out and said, look, O king, you are wrong. You cannot just merely accuse everybody. Yes, there are sadhus. They are the embodiment of this called dispassion. Then the king asked, are you that? The sadhu said, why not? Then the king ordered the people, look, remove everything from him. Nothing should be left behind. And of course, the soldiers, they removed. When these soldiers removed dress, and in fact the sadhu was completely naked, and it made no difference to the sadhus, as though for him there was some burden went away, as though he was dressing himself just as a matter of habit. Then the king became more wild, because thought, I am going to be defeated and I am not ready to accept my defeat. He said, okay, I understand. Maybe you are acquainted with it. You don't bother about dress and all these things. Now, the most dearest thing to a person is what? Life. Now, he ordered, behead him. Let us see what sort of vairagyam, dispassion he has. That time, the sadhu could not stop laughing. And when he started laughing, so everybody was stunned, what is happening? And that too loud laughter. The king asked, what happened? Oh king, I never knew that you are so stupid. The most fragile thing that one has is called body. At least I give some respect to the cloth, not to the body. This is the most fragile thing that I am holding on to. And if you want to take that away from me, I am the happiest person. But remember, you are the stupid person. And listening to this, the king said, I am sorry. There are dispassionate people, there is dispassion. So coming back, there are yogis, also there is yoga. So it depends upon how and where you stand. However, so the person is supposed to do Padmasana because there are certain, rules supposed to be followed. For example's sake, when you do Padmasana in yoga, generally the feet will be visible to others. That's why we cover something. Whereas when you are sitting in front of the deity or you are sitting in front of sadhus or gurus, you are not supposed to make your foot visible to anyone. That's why we put in Sukhasana, cover the leg inside, or we adjust the dhoti. If nothing happens, we are supposed to keep a towel to cover. Let me not get into, because these are the cultural things I have to teach, because sometimes this also does not enter in your people's mind, and that reflects your mind. That's why this training also is must. However, so when you are being seated in Padmasana and keeping the body straight, because when you keep body straight, mind becomes straight. In fact, when mind is bending down, body also starts bending down. And when mind wanders a lot, head starts moving. You understand? Especially, there was a cricketer, means now he's not playing, he's still alive. Very nice, I noticed him those days. Actually, he never used, I think, nail cutter. So all the time, he will bite his nail. I am exaggerating, okay? Because he will be super stressed. So in his captaincy, when he was captain, he was always will keep biting and biting. And finally, sometimes the television people will show, there is nothing is there. This is one habit, many habits each one of you have. The way mind moves, accordingly body moves. That's why the first rule is make the body straight. That's why when you are especially attending classes possible, make as steady as possible, being in a comfortable posture and preferably avoiding your back. You can take a little bit support, not supporting completely back. Then nothing will enter, only something will be behind, nothing else. However, this is your choice. Continuing, 84. Trayah kalastrayo vedah trayo lokastraya sura trayo devastita yatra tatparam jyotiromiti. He says, look, This Omkara is as such. It is not only Param Jyotihi, the supreme light, also in Omkara, Traya Kalaha exist. Three kalas. So that means that past, present and future also do exist. Traya Vedaha, three Vedas. Traya Lokaha, Bhurbhuvaswaha, three fields of experiences. Means the earth, intermediary space and the heaven also do exist. And also Traya Swaraha. So Traya Swaraha, three syllables, A, O, M. And Traya Devaha, three deities, Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra. All them Sthitaha. So when you look at also the next verse, so that I'll try to join these two verses together. Pada. Ichha Jnanam Kriya Chaiva Brahmi Raudri Cha Vaishnavi Tridha Sakti Sthita Yatra Tat Param Jyotiromiti. And we have these three power. One is Ichha Shakti, second one is Jnana Shakti, and third one is called Kriya Shakti. So the power to think, then power of knowledge and power of action. So here he says, look, these three also in Omkara. And of course, Brahmi, Raudri and Vaishnavi, these three aspects, they are also abiding in Omkara. In short, whatever this Brahmavadin do, because Brahmavadins are very smart. Brahmavadin means those who are the knower of Brahma. They don't want to spend much time going round. So that's why they do it very carefully. Technically, as I said, Omkara is not to be chanted. For example's sake, a common person, especially any Dvija. So Dvija means a twice born person. So first time you are born from your mother's womb, or second time you are born to Vedamata. That Upanayanan time, Diksha time. So any Dvija, those who are twice born, is supposed to chant Gayatri mantra. And when Gayatri mantra is being chanted, now interestingly, sannyasis do not chant Gayatri mantra. So what they do chant Omkara, Pranava Japam. And of course, there are sannyasa mantras based on Guru. And some traditions sometimes differ here and there. And interestingly, when Omkara is being chanted, we say that this is what Guru Mantra will be given, that the Gayatri, which has got, three lines, this Chandas, 8, now that three gets merged in Omkara as A, U, M. So that's why one Omkara becomes equivalent to one Gayatri. That means you can say, oh, the Swamijis are lazy, nothing to do. Om. That's why maybe here they say Om. Huh? Not like that. That's another logic. Because Pranava, later on he will talk, to be chanted all the time. We'll see later on. Let us not jump too much. So here he says, look, when you look at this Omkara, because everywhere about Omkara is being talked a lot. We have seen in Kathopanishad, we have seen in Mandukya Upanishad, we have seen in Bhagavad Gita. So any text you look at, it does really highlight about Omkara. Because the more you become really matured, the more you have to dwell upon within yourself. And in order to dwell upon yourself, so pranava for a yogi especially, because if the person has to busy all the time, taking care of the breathing, not allowing to breathe. So where is the time for the person to do anything? Impossible. So that's why this Omkara starts, getting soaked in the person. It is not only background music, it is only music. You understand? There is difference. Background music and only music. But for you, it is entertainment music, okay? Once in a while. However, here he says, look, in fact, very nicely, Brahma Vidya Upanishad talks in details regarding all these things. He says, look, Traya Devaha, Traya Puktaha, Lokaha, Vedas, Traya. Also it talks about 3 types of Agnis. And when it talks, I was looking at, in details. So in short, it says, look, that whatever Shakti you see, the power that you see, Brahma has got 3 power. That is called Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti. Now, interestingly, we also say that they are connected to Brahmi, Raudri and Vaishnavi. So that means they represent one aspect of Prakriti is being presented. We have discussed very carefully in Padma Purana. I hope you remembered in details we have discussed in the context why Ganga is pure. If anybody wants to listen to again, also we can provide it, no problem. However, coming back, also to highlight that these Shaktis, whether it's Brahmi, Raudri or Vaishnavi, whether it is Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti or Jnana Shakti, but they are indeed Brahma ityarthaha. Aham Brahma Surupini, Matah Prakriti Purusmatmakam. It goes on and on in that Brahma Vidya Upanishad. And also when it talks, very nicely it talks, look, we need to see how this, Akara is considered as Rigveda and connected to Grahapatya Agni. I don't ask because the problem is you never do Samidhadhana, you don't light a lamp. Then if I say Grahapatya Agni, what you will think? Swamiji is wrong or we are wrong, okay? When you do Samidhadhana, when you do, all your Agnihotra, if you are once you are married, then only if I talk this Agni, it will have meaning, okay? However, so just information sake, Akara connected to Rigveda and Grahapatya Agni and Prithvi Tattva, the earth. And Ukara, Yajurveda and Antariksha. Antariksha means the space. Akasa Tattva iti. Prithvi Tattva, Akasa Tattva. Then it becomes Dakshinagni. And also sometimes we say that Akara is connected to Brahma. Ukara is connected to Vishnu. And Makara is Samaveda, Shwarga, Bhurbuva Swaha, Surga, Ahavaniya Agni. And of course, Shiva. So that means if we try to look at same thing also, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti, which also has got Brahmi, Raudri and Vaishnavi. You can make your chart. So in short, the person is supposed to understand this concept that in Omkara, everything is there. So that you don't, especially people who do puja, what they do puja, just look at, I hope some of you are following what I say, or some of you don't follow, I know that also. When you start puja, what happens? You start with one deed. Then what happens? Your sense of fear and guilt takes over. The deity, number of the deity increases or not. It is not only in Hinduism, in Christianity also, everywhere, okay? Don't worry. Small to big, okay? Photos. Actually, I went to Tirupati. Somebody has given me one statue. In fact, the pujari, the priest gave me. How can I keep it outside? A priest's job is to give so that he can make money, okay? Don't misunderstand me. They are seasoned to give. They are trained to give. Because they give, that doesn't mean that you have to put in your puja room. You understand? But you have sense of guilt. You have sense of fear. Either guilt or fear, both. Sometimes both. How can I throw? How can I give it? Then what you do? Every time you keep adding one after another. So as your mind is crowded, your puja room is also crowded. Because if you want to see anybody's house, go to puja room. Once you go to puja room, you can understand whole family. It takes a few seconds. You can understand in details how clean the puja place is. And the worst part is, after worshipping, puja, doing puja, all these flowers will be kept in one side. And bags. You cannot think of. And putting vibhuti, making the photo mess. Even it's really like very good reflection of not only personal mind, the family mind. Just look at yourself too. I am not, please understand, I am not here criticizing anybody. Just you look at. So that means because of the sense of guilt and fear, all this problem starts. Somebody says now Rahu, 2 days back Rahu started coming, moving from one Rasi to another Rasi. I think there is some issue fighting going on. I think I have to take care of Rahu. So Rahu means what? What is to be done? I need a dog. So there is no God, dog God. Oh, Kala Bhairava, I can keep it. Just, I am trying to say this point, okay? So Kala Bhairava has to be there. It will take care of Rahu part. You understand? How we make it complicated. And here yogi cannot afford to do that. That's why I am trying to bring it. Yogi, please understand, never allows unnecessary energy to drain the person. Why you people are common? I am sorry to use this today. With this, I will stop because I was thinking to take next verse. It's a fantastic verse. Why? If you just try to look at your childhood face. Some photo will be there definitely. How energetic brilliance was there. Now look at your face. Will you like to see your face? To be very honest. But you expect everybody must say, wow, such a beautiful face. Why this happens? It's very simple. There is nothing to break your head. You become a mediocre person because you have conflict, and you waste all energy and live with sense of guilt and regret, fear. Guilt, regret, fear. These three put together, you get up with sense of guilt. You get up with sense of fear or sometimes regret. It is like we say you have a tank, 100 liters of tank, water tank. Now input is per hour 10 liters, but 15 to 20 liters water is going away per hour. What will happen? So will you get exhausted or not? Tank will be empty or not? I'm tired. So I don't want to meet anybody, I don't want to do anything. Then you go through depression. So when the water level goes down of the tank, that is called depression. Hey, wake up. Make sure that reduce your sense of guilt, regret and fear. One time fear in life. There are no 100 times. The best example is Parikshita. What Parikshita did? Parikshita was being cursed. And who was Parikshita? Parikshita was none other than grandchild of Arjuna. And who was kept alive because of Lord Krishna's Brahmastra when it was being put. You understand the background? And when he was being cursed that he will be dying in 7 days, the fear set in. What did he do? He said, okay, let me die once for all, okay? He did not live in the fear of death. That is how the Bhagavatam came. And when 7 days happened, of course the snake came and bite. By that time, he was not with the body. Means that body association was not there. So, finally, snake had to bite the body, not to him. So, in short, what I am trying to say, yoga means not allowing my energy to be wasted unnecessarily. In the form of sense of guilt, regret and fear. If there is fear, let me look at face once for all. If there is a regret, let me resolve where I have gone wrong. Say sorry, close the chapter. If there is a guilty, look into in details, say sorry loudly. And genuinely when you say sorry to yourself and opposite person, opposite party, I am sure there will be no guilt. Yes, you may think, no, I may be looked very small, I am defeated, I am, that I become, neglected, this and that. Hey, this is wrong. Hey, you are living like a mouse. What is their nonsense? I don't know why I picked up today, okay? I don't know. Maybe I picked up this from one of you, okay, today. Some thread I picked up, okay? Maybe from one or few up, okay? Because I had prepared to talk some other thing, okay? So looking at you people, I don't know, it hit me. This is my problem now. Because I pick up the mind of people. And that is how I go out of the topic, okay? Because of this. Or else, if I don't look at you, like a professor, I can come and talk the things. I will not go out of the text, over. Continuing like this. However, please understand. Because next he says, Vachasa tat japed bijam, vapusa tat samabhyaset, manasa tat smaret nityam, tatparam jyotihi omiti. This verse demands this background. The background is that I will not allow unnecessarily to entertain sense of guilt in me, regret in me, nor fear. Whatever happens. And what you fear, that only happen in life. Does it happen or not? That means you are giving more fuel to your fear. How long can you live with sense of fear? Once for all. Over. So also guilty regret. At least move. Let the vehicle move. If there is accident, no problem. Let the vehicle move. How long can you keep the vehicle, 10 meters front and again bringing back. Front, back. You understand? Just look at your life. What are you doing? 10 meters, instead of 10 meters, 1 kilometer front, 1 kilometer back, okay? Is this life? So, in short, try to see where your energy is being wasted, why you are getting drained. If you can really figure it out, I am not telling you jokes. You will see a big difference in you. In fact, on your face it will be reflected. Then only the next verse comes. We will see tomorrow.